In an effort to curb rampant divorces, China's new divorce laws will no longer allow women to take 50% of the assets.
Man, David, is this progressive or is it regressive?
Honestly, I looked into it. 80% of men polled globally feel like that the courts over the past few decades sided in favor of the female too much. That's not my words. 80% of males that are, polled responded this way.
Right. I mean, like, if you can elaborate a little bit on the law, like what did it say?
So now there's a 30-day mandatory cool-off period, and the assets will be divided up by who contributed or who made the money or whose parents contributed the money to the pot.
I mean, once you put it that way, it does sound a little bit more, it makes a little bit more sense, because for someone, if you contribute economically, you should be entitled to that economic as well. And yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting move.
Yeah, and obviously I don't think that the women will ever starve or like not have a place to live, but 50% of the assets, it was really crazy considering that the man, to be honest, more often than not earns all the money.
Yeah, I think this law is a little bit more nuanced, right? Whereas in the West, it's more of like, yeah, because you guys are a family, because you guys are together, you guys are entitled to 50-50, right? But actuality, the contribution may not actually be 50-50.
Yeah, I mean, look at the comment section. Somebody said rare China W, and then someone said, nah, not rare, it's common nowadays. Somebody said China's always ahead of the world, especially in human rights violations. And somebody said, come on, man, nobody is thinking about that narrative anymore. So it's really interesting to see people having this debate back and forth about, like, is China just thinking ahead or are they just thinking different?
Yeah, and I think China did this to reduce divorce rates too, right?
It dropped 72% since February 1st.
Yeah, I mean, I think the arguments the other side would say is like, is it better to have a dysfunctional family where, the wife and the father is not really in love with each other and it's toxic, or is it better to have a broken family? I think that's a pretty interesting question.
Yeah.